They will smile to your face while sharpening the knife behind their back. They will celebrate your dreams while plotting your downfall. They will ask about your plans while searching for your weakness. And the moment you tell them what you're building, what you're planning, what you're becoming, you hand them the blueprint to destroy it all. Silence is not weakness. Silence is warfare. The world punishes the transparent. It devours the knave. It feeds on those who speak too soon, who reveal too much, who mistake conversation for connection. You think sharing your vision makes you authentic. It makes you vulnerable. You think telling people your goals makes them allies. It makes them witnesses to your potential failure. And nothing excites a crowd more than watching someone fall from the height of their own ambition. Never tell anyone your next move. Not because you're paranoid, because you're awake. Look around. The people asking about your business plans aren't investors. They're scouts. The friends who want to know your strategies aren't cheerleaders. They're competitors. The family members questioning your decisions aren't concerned. They're terrified. Terrified that you might actually succeed. Terrified that your success exposes their stagnation. Terrified that you'll escape the same cage they've accepted as home. People don't want you to fail. They need you to fail. Your failure validates their excuses. Your struggle justifies their surrender. Your doubt confirms their cynicism. When you announce your plans before execution, you give them time to sabotage, to discourage, to plant seeds of fear disguised as concern. They'll call it realism. They'll frame it as protection. But it's poison wrapped in love. The moment you speak your intention, you release its energy into a world designed to drain it. Words without action are just noise. Announcements without results are just desperate attempts at validation. You don't need applause before the performance. You don't need approval before the accomplishment. You need silence, discipline, and the cold focus of someone who moves in darkness while others sleep in comfort. Think about every major move you've announced too early. The business idea you shared at dinner that somehow appeared under someone else's name 6 months later. The relationship you celebrated publicly that crumbled under the weight of everyone's opinions. The goal you posted online that became a source of mockery when obstacles appeared. You weren't wrong for having the vision. You were wrong for broadcasting it to people who hadn't earned the right to know. Trust is not given freely. It's earned in silence. It's proven through loyalty when nothing is gained. It's validated through action, not words. And most people in your life haven't earned access to your inner world. They've earned small talk, surface conversations, polite distance. That's not cruelty. That's survival. The strongest moves are made in silence. The deadliest attacks come without warning. The most powerful transformations happen behind closed doors where no one's watching, judging, or waiting for you to fail. When you finally emerge, they won't understand how it happened. They'll search for the secret, the trick, the shortcut. They'll never realize the secret was silence. The trick was discipline. The shortcut was eliminating them from the equation. You want to know why the powerful move differently? They speak less. They observe more. They make decisions without consultations from people who've never built anything. They execute without permission from those who've never risked anything. They understand that every word is a potential leak. Every conversation is a potential compromise. Every shared plan is a potential weapon in the wrong hands. This isn't about being cold, it's about being smart. This isn't about trusting no one. It's about trusting selectively. The world is full of energy vampires disguised as friends, saboteurs dressed as supporters, critics cosplaying as advisors. They will drain your momentum with their doubt. They will infect your confidence with their fear. They will kill your dreams with their limitations. So you protect what matters. You guard your vision like a soldier guards his position. You move in calculated silence like a predator stalks its prey. You build in private what you'll reveal in public only after it's too powerful to be stopped. Let them wonder. Let them speculate. Let them underestimate. Their confusion is your camouflage. Their doubt is your advantage. People talk because they're uncomfortable with silence. They announce because they're addicted to attention. They share because they're desperate for validation. But validation from the crowd is worthless. The crowd cheered while Rome burned. The crowd celebrates mediocrity and crucifies excellence. The crowd is not your judge. Results are your judge. Reality is your judge. And both demand silence before the storm. Consider the chess master. He doesn't announce his strategy. He doesn't telegraph his next move. He sits in silence, calculating, observing, waiting for the perfect moment. His opponent searches his face for clues and finds nothing. His enemies study his patterns and discover chaos. His victory comes not from superior pieces, but from superior silence. He wins before the game begins because he never revealed how he intended to play. That's your blueprint. Operate like the chess master, not the amateur. The amateur announces checkmate 3 moves early and gives his opponent time to escape. The master simply executes, and checkmate arrives like a thief in the night. Sudden, final, undeniable. Your next move should be invisible until it's inevitable. Your transformation should be silent until it's complete. Your success should be quiet until it's so loud that no one can deny it. This is how you protect yourself in a world that profits from your failure. This is how you move when you understand that trust is a luxury and silence is a weapon. They will call you secretive. Let them. They will call you distant. Let them. They will say you've changed. Good, you have. You've evolved from someone who gave everyone access to someone who guards what's valuable. You've transformed from someone who needed approval to someone who operates on conviction. You've grown from someone who feared loneliness to someone who weaponizes solitude. So you make a decision. A brutal, necessary, lonely decision. You cut the feed. You close the broadcast. You stop performing your life for an audience that doesn't pay the price of admission. You become a ghost to those who don't deserve to witness your evolution. Not out of arrogance, out of necessity, because survival in a world designed to keep you mediocre requires ruthless boundaries and strategic silence. This is where power begins, in the space between what people think you're doing and what you're actually building. In the gap between their perception and your reality, in the silence that makes them uncomfortable, confused, irrelevant. You're not hiding. You're operating on a frequency they can't detect. You're playing a game they don't even know exists. And by the time they realize what happened, you're already 10 moves ahead. Let them talk about you. Let them create stories to fill the void your silence creates. Let them speculate, gossip, judge. Every word they waste on you is energy they're not using to build themselves. Every moment they spend analyzing your moves is time they're not making their own. Their obsession with your silence is proof that you're doing something right. Irrelevant people don't generate conspiracy theories. Powerful people do. The transformation happens in stages. First, you stop announcing. You kill the habit of broadcasting every intention, every plan, every goal. You practice discipline in conversation. When someone asks what you're working on, you smile and say, just staying busy, or figuring things out, or nothing at all. Let the vagueness frustrate them. Let the mystery irritate them. Their discomfort is not your problem. Your protection is your priority. Second, you stop explaining. You don't justify your decisions to people who won't live with the consequences. You don't defend your choices to those who lack the courage to make bold choices themselves. You don't elaborate on your strategy to minds that think tactics are the same as vision. Your time is currency. Stop spending it on people who offer no return. Explanation is for those who've earned it. Everyone else gets results or silence. Third, you stop seeking validation. This is the hardest stage, because humans are wired for approval. We're conditioned to need witnesses to our worth. We're programmed to measure success by external applause rather than internal satisfaction. Breaking this addiction requires embracing a solitude that most people would call loneliness. But there's a difference. Loneliness is empty. Solitude is full. Loneliness drains. Solitude fuels. Loneliness is punishment. Solitude is preparation. In this solitude you build, not for likes, not for comments, not for the approval of people who wouldn't recognize greatness if it interrupted their scrolling. You build because the vision demands it. You execute because the alternative is remaining who you were. You push through doubt, fear, exhaustion, because silence has made you accountable only to yourself. And self-accountability is the most powerful form of pressure that exists. Watch what happens. As you move in silence, things start aligning. Opportunities appear that wouldn't have come through announced channels. Connections form with people who respect discretion. Resources flow toward those who don't broadcast their scarcity. The universe rewards the disciplined, not the desperate. It elevates the strategic, not the loud. It empowers those who understand that real power doesn't need an audience. Your enemies become irrelevant, not because you defeated them, because you outgrew them. While they were preparing responses to moves you announced, you were executing moves they never saw coming. While they were crafting arguments against your old plans, you had already pivoted to new strategies. While they were celebrating your visible struggles, you were winning invisible battles. They're fighting ghosts. You're building empires, and then comes the moment, the reveal. Not when you want validation, when the work demands recognition. Not when you need approval, when results speak louder than any announcement could. You don't hold a press conference. You simply exist in your new reality. The business is running, the body is transformed, the life is different, the person is unrecognizable, and they don't get an explanation. They don't get a timeline. They don't get access to the process. They get the result. Take it or leave it. Their shock is delicious. Their confusion is deserved. They'll ask how it happened. You'll smile and say nothing useful. They'll search for the secret. You won't give it, because the secret wasn't a hack or a shortcut or a magic formula. The secret was silence. The secret was suffering alone. The secret was building without permission and executing without announcement. The secret was becoming comfortable with being misunderstood until you became undeniable. This is the Joker strategy, not the chaos. The calculation behind the chaos, the method behind the madness. The Joker doesn't telegraph his moves. He doesn't seek approval from Gotham. He doesn't explain his plans to Batman before execution. He simply acts, disrupts, transforms the game while everyone's trying to understand the rules. He's 10 steps ahead because he reveals nothing until the reveal serves his purpose. He's powerful because he's unpredictable, and he's unpredictable because he's silent. You're not becoming a villain. You're becoming strategic. You're not turning cold. You're becoming protected. You're not isolating out of fear. You're operating from power. There's a massive difference between hiding and moving tactically. Hiding is defensive. Tactical silence is offensive. Hiding says you're afraid. Tactical silence says you're dangerous. One is weakness. One is warfare. The people who matter will understand. The ones with their own vision will recognize yours without needing explanations. The builders will spot other builders. The fighters will respect other fighters. You don't need to convince them. You don't need to prove anything. Your frequency attracts your tribe. Your silence filters out the noise. Your results speak to those worthy of hearing them. Everyone else doesn't matter. Stop waiting for permission to become powerful. Stop seeking approval to make bold moves. Stop explaining your vision to people living in fear. You're at war. A silent war. A strategic war. A war most people don't even know they're losing because they're too busy talking about winning. You're different now. You move different. You think different. You operate on a level that requires isolation because crowds can't move at this speed. Never tell anyone your next move. Not because you don't trust anyone. Because trust is earned in inches and lost in miles. Not because you're paranoid. Because you're prepared. Not because you're cold. Because you're calculated. The world respects power, not potential. It rewards execution, not intention. It elevates those who show up with results, not those who show up with announcements. Your silence is your strength. Your privacy is your power. Your discretion is your dominance. While they're talking, you're building. While they're announcing, you're executing. While they're seeking validation, you're creating value. And when they finally see what you've become, they won't ask how you did it. They'll just know they never saw it coming. That's the point. They're not supposed to see it coming. They're supposed to see you arrive. Different, powerful, unbreakable, undeniable. And in that moment, your silence will have said everything your words never could. You didn't talk about becoming dangerous. You became it. You didn't announce the transformation. You embodied it. You didn't seek permission to rise. You just rose. This is your path now. Silent, strategic, solitary when necessary. Strong in ways that don't require validation. Moving in ways that don't require explanation. Building what others talk about building. Becoming what others pretend to be. And doing it all behind a wall of silence that protects what's sacred and eliminates what's weak. Never tell anyone your next move, because your next move is none of their business. Your strategy is classified. Your vision is protected. Your execution is private, until the world has no choice but to acknowledge what you've built in the darkness. Until they see the empire you constructed while they were sleeping. Until they recognize the power you accumulated while they were talking. Silence isn't empty. It's full of answers they'll never hear, full of plans they'll never stop, full of power they'll never understand. Your silence is your statement. Your discretion is your declaration. Your results are your announcement, and nothing they say or do can stop what they never saw coming. Move in silence. Strike with precision. Win without warning. That's how legends are born. That's how empires rise. That's how you become untouchable. The loneliest path is often the most powerful one. Because when you walk alone, no one can slow you down. When you build in silence, no one can corrupt your vision. When you suffer without audience, no one can exploit your pain. This is the paradox they don't teach you. Connection costs more than isolation. Community demands more sacrifice than solitude. And the people closest to you often pose the greatest threat to what you're becoming. You felt it. That moment when you shared something precious and watched it get diminished. That conversation where your ambition was met with a subtle smirk, a patronizing nod, a comment designed to lower your expectations. They didn't celebrate your hunger. They tried to feed you sedatives disguised as wisdom. Be realistic, they said. Don't get your hopes up, they whispered. Remember what happened last time? They reminded you, as if their limitations should define your possibilities. This is psychological warfare, and most people don't even realize they're enlisted soldiers in someone else's war against your potential. They've been programmed by their own failures, conditioned by their own fears, imprisoned by their own small thinking. And misery doesn't just love company. Misery recruits aggressively. It builds armies of the disappointed, the bitter, the comfortable. And these armies attack anyone attempting escape. When you announce your plans, you're not seeking support. You're conducting a vulnerability audit. You're showing potential enemies exactly where to strike. Business plans become templates for competition. Relationship goals become targets for interference. Personal transformations become subjects for mockery. The universe doesn't reward transparency. It punishes it. Look at nature. The lion doesn't roar before the hunt. The snake doesn't announce before the strike. The storm doesn't send invitations before it destroys. Power moves in silence. Death arrives without warning. Victory is achieved before the enemy realizes the battle has begun. This is survival. This is dominance. This is the only way forward for those who refuse to be prey. But here's what breaks most people. The silence is heavy. The solitude cuts deep. Moving without validation feels like walking through darkness without a map. You question yourself because no one's there to confirm you're on the right path. You doubt your decisions because there's no committee to share the blame. You wonder if you're paranoid, if you're cold, if you're becoming everything you said you'd never be. And in those moments, the temptation to speak, to share, to seek comfort becomes almost unbearable. Resist it. That urge to confess your plans is weakness wearing the mask of connection. That need to announce your moves is fear disguised as confidence. That desire to share your struggle is your ego demanding attention it hasn't earned. The path requires silence, and silence requires strength that most people don't possess. That's why most people fail, not because they lack talent, because they lack the discipline to suffer alone. Every great transformation happens in isolation. The caterpillar doesn't invite spectators into the cocoon. The diamond doesn't form in front of an audience. The warrior doesn't train in the spotlight. They endure the darkness, the pressure, the pain in private. And when they emerge, the world doesn't see the process. They see the result. They don't witness the sacrifice. They see the power. And they call it luck, privilege, talent, anything except what it actually is. Disciplined silence and relentless execution. Your enemies are not just the obvious ones. Your enemies include the well, meaning friend who questions your every move. The family member who reminds you of every past failure. The colleague who subtly undermines your confidence. The partner who needs you to stay small so they don't feel threatened. These people love you, and that makes them more dangerous than strangers. Because you'll lower your guard. You'll share what should remain hidden. You'll seek approval from people who are threatened by your growth. Stop seeking permission from people who've never done what you're attempting. Stop explaining yourself to those who've accepted defeat. Stop justifying your vision to minds that can't comprehend it. Their understanding is not required for your success. Their approval is not necessary for your execution. Their belief is irrelevant when you possess your own conviction. They don't need to see where you're going. They just need to see you arrive. The psychology behind this is simple but brutal. Humans are tribal. They enforce conformity through shame, doubt, and social pressure. When you attempt to rise above the tribe, you become a threat to its cohesion. The tribe will pull you back down, not out of malice, but out of instinct. They need you to stay at their level. Your elevation exposes their stagnation. Your transformation questions their choices. Your success implies their failure. So they attack, subtly, lovingly, but lethally. This is why revolutionaries work in shadows before they work in light. Why founders build in garages before they build empires. Why masters train in obscurity before they perform in glory. The early stages are too fragile for public consumption. The vision is too vulnerable to external opinion. The process is too sacred for casual observers. Protection requires secrecy. Progress demands privacy. Power is built behind walls that most people will never see behind. You think you need support. You need separation. You think you need encouragement. You need isolation. You think you need people who believe in you. You need to become someone who doesn't require belief from anyone except yourself. This shift in mindset is the difference between those who announce and never execute. and those who execute and let results make the announcement. Consider what happens when you stay silent. Your competitors relax. Your critics lower their guard. Your doubters dismiss you as irrelevant. And while they're sleeping on your potential, you're working on your execution. While they're celebrating their small victories, you're building your empire. While they're talking about what they're going to do, you're becoming what you said you'd never speak about. The element of surprise is your greatest weapon. Don't throw it away for temporary validation. The painful truth is that most people in your life are not equipped to handle your full potential. They know the smaller version of you. They're comfortable with the limited version of you. They've built their identity partially around who you used to be. When you evolve, their world destabilizes. So they'll try to keep you in the box they've built for you. Not because they're evil, because they're human, scared, fragile, addicted to predictability in a chaotic world. Your growth threatens their worldview. Your discipline exposes their excuses. Your silence reveals their noise. And they will resist, with questions disguised as concern, with advice disguised as love, with reality checks disguised as friendship. Don't mistake their resistance for wisdom. It's self-preservation. They're not protecting you from failure. They're protecting themselves from the discomfort of your success.